Okay, welcome to this tutorial. We're going to learn how to write a little bit of code and build a little mobile web app that allows you to upload a photo and share a link with your friends, and they can subscribe to your feed of photos when you're done. And if they have a feed, you can subscribe to their feed. So we'll make a two-way photo sharing app, and we'll do it in 3 or 4 different short tutorials. So this one will be about 10 minutes or less and 18 lines of code. We'll try to keep it easy for a non-programmer to figure out. At the end of this tutorial, you'll have written 12 lines of code for uploading a photo, 6 lines of code to view the photo you uploaded. You'll have your source code on your computer desktop, and your app will be running on the cloud. So we're going to start with a blank template. We're going to add HTML code, just one line, add one line of JavaScript, and some Python code to retrieve the uploaded photo, and then one more little bit of Python code to view the uploaded photo. And to follow along, doesn't require too much, just a desktop or laptop, Chrome or Firefox, and a free account. So let's get right to it. I'm going to delete my previous attempt, and we're going to go to fleetcoder.github.io, where you can download an example uh, template app. And we're going to go to this Hello World. So at the bottom is a download button here. I'm going to click that, save that file, and move that here. So I've got my example app. I'm going to rename it to one.fleet.html. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this HTML file and I'm going to drag it into my web browser so it is running locally here. And now I can edit the code here. So I'm also going to drag this into my text editor. And here we go. So now we just have a blank template that's got different parts of our app in it. The bottom here we're going to have our Python code. Here's where we have a little bit of JavaScript for our user interface code, and here's where we're going to have a little bit of HTML. And the only other part really is this CSS style right here if you want to change colors or how things look. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a line of HTML here, and it's going to be a file-upload tag like this, and then a slash before a file upload tag like that. So it's less than file-upload, greater than, and then less than slash file-upload, greater than. I'm going to save that, and then I'm going to go over here and click Save Code Changes. You should see a blue file upload button, so that looks good. And now we're just going to keep going here, and we're going to add a little bit more code. So we're going to add space, colon, URL equals, and then in quotes, we're going to put a variable name that we're going to make up. We'll call it upload to with a capital T. And then down here in our data, we're going to define this upload to variable, and with a colon. In single quotes, we're going to put this fleetcoder.com URL slash exec question mark func equals and our upload file function. So upload file is a Python function that we're going to create in the cloud right now. So we'll go down here to Python and we'll do def, which means define, and upload file, open close parens, and then a colon, hit return, 2 spaces in, and we're going to say if not OS, like operating system, dot path, like your directory path or folder path, dot exists. We're going to see if there's a folder named my files, like this, and then have a colon at the end of that line. 2 spaces in again, and we're going to, if the file doesn't exist, we're going to make it, we do that like OS, like operating system dot make dirs, M-A-K-E-D-I-R-S, and open parens, my files. So if the folder doesn't exist, this code will create it. So now we actually need to have this indented correctly. So the first line needs to be right up against the beginning of the file, and then 2 spaces on the next line, and then 4 spaces on the next line. And now we are done creating our folder in the cloud for our uploaded files. So we can copy file from the uploaded file. It's going to be in this file data dictionary. It has a key called temp name. It'll have the temporary name of the file when it gets uploaded, and then comma, space, and this file data dictionary. Actually, we need to copy this file into our My Files folder slash, and then we're going to use plus to connect the name of the file to that path. So file data name. So this file data name contains the name of the file that the user named it, something something.jpg. And that should do it. So now we're actually going to make a timestamp so that each time we insert a file, it has its own timestamp. So we'll do that like this: time zone tz equals time zone open parens US/Pacific, and that will set up our time zone object. And now we're going to insert a record into our database. So you do that like this: we're going to create a database called files, add one to our files table, comma, and then open close brackets, and we're going to have a name field in our database. We're going to put the file data name, the name of the uploaded file, in there, and then we're going to have a published field in our database, and that's going to get our timestamp. So the way you do that is with str, which stands for string, which means we're going to make this timestamp into text. We're going to use our time zone object, tz.localize, which means create a local timestamp for my time zone, and then open parens and datetime dot now, open close parens. So that will insert a record into our database that will keep track of all our uploaded files, and we're just going to do print 1 to say we're done with that. And that's it. That's our upload file function, 10 lines of Python code. So I'm going to save that, click over here to save code changes. Now we're ready to upload a file, so I'm going to choose a file here. Okay, so we created our upload feature, we uploaded a file, we copied it. Now how do we view that file? We're going to make another Python function here. We're going to call it define my file, open close parens, colon, and don't let it indent on you until you're ready. So the next line needs 2 spaces, and what we're going to do is we're going to query the database. We're going to say photo equals get one, which means get one record from the database from our files table, comma, and the file we want is going to be the record in the database that has the ID that we pass in the URL. So like in the link, we're going to have a question mark file equals 1, and that will tell the database which record to return. Now that we've queried our database, we're going to print out some data about the file we want to display. So we're going to do an array, and we're going to dump it into JSON. So that means it'll be a string so that the front end, our browser, can receive the data. So we're going to dump out this array, and it's going to have 2 keys: file, which will have our my files slash, and then our photo name. So photo 0 is going to be the first record returned from the database, and then name is going to give us that file name, comma, and the last part of this is type colon image slash JPEG. So now we're telling it we're going to output a JPEG file, and we've queried the database, and we're going to output that. So now we can link to this function just by saving this text, save this code changes, go up here, we make a fleetcoder.com/exec func equals my file and file equals 1, and that should give us the file that we uploaded. Yep, so that's working. All right, we're quickly going to try to give you a little demo on the phone to show you how this works. So I've got my app that I just built here at codertoot1.fleetcoder.com, and I can choose a file. And now I can browse to that file that I just uploaded. We will go up here, exec question mark func equals my file, ampersand, file. This is going to be the ID of the database entry equals 2. This will be the second file we uploaded. Go. And there's our uploaded file. That's it. Thank you for checking out my tutorial. So that's the first of 3 or 4 parts, and when you're done, we'll have a photo feed and you'll be able to subscribe to your friends' photo feeds. Thanks for tuning in.